Hi folks, Bill Longyard here again. Thank you all for watching my YouTube videos on metal shaping. Also, thank you for buying my book, Learning the English Wheel, which is put out by Wolfgang Publications. I've gotten a lot of nice emails from people who bought the book, and I appreciate all your comments and suggestions. One of the suggestions that you made was that I visit an incredible metal shaper out in Green Bay, Wisconsin, Mark Gerisch. Well, for my next book, Sheet Metal Fabrication for Car Builders, which will be out in September, I have visited Mark, and yes, he is incredible. Mark has built cars for people like Jay Leno, the folks at ZZ Top, other rock stars. He's done a lot of Cobras, Ferraris, he's rebodied them. He's done prototypes for Ford. He really is everything that, you know, the rumors say about him. Just an incredible metal shaper. When I got out to Mark in April, he was in the process of starting something he calls the Academy for the Art of Metal Shaping. It is going to be one of the premier schools in the world for metal shaping. I think the only place you can find something similar might be in England. In America, we really don't have it anymore. Mark wants to start something that's more than just classes. You start at the beginning and work your way through the system of metal shaping in a traditional way, and then you come out as a master and you're certified in those skills that you've attained. I think it's a great idea. I know it's going to work well. When I got out there, Mark had some students working on some projects, and one of those projects was making a new hood for a 427 Cobra. And I was lucky enough not just to photograph it for the next book, but also to be able to video it so you can see the whole process. So I think this is a really good video. It's about 30 minutes long or so, but it's really worth watching. One interesting aspect of Mark's process here, he does something that Kasnaraki calls pumping, where you bend in your panel as you begin the process in the English wheel. Mark is using a really great English wheel. It's the one that Baileigh sells. It's built by RMD out there in Wisconsin, and this is a beast of a machine, but it really raises panels quickly, and I did get to use it, and I really do like it. But anyway, Mark is doing what I think Cass would call a pumping process on that first panel. As the video starts, the sheet has been cut and they've wheeled it for a few seconds, but you're going to see just about right at the beginning and right through the end. So enjoy it.
Okay, so what we did, remember, Jason, was we put that backbone in there, cranked her in so that it was holding it tight. Now we just go to this side and we'll let the pressure off. We've gone over to here. Now let's come back to the center, and we'll start here again. And we have to get this established. Crank it in and lift up a little bit. Okay. We have to get this established prior to just starting to wheel back and forth. That's what sets the panel. You see it moving around like it is?
Yep.
Yeah. That's tension that's being applied in a linear motion as it stretches going across the panel. This is the hood for a 427 AC Cobra. Actually, I have a client that has a real 427 Cobra sitting in our studio right now that we are doing this hood for. He wanted to do one without a hood scoop. Okay, so come back this way and stop. All right. Now, start back here. We have established this. Now what we have to do, what's really important, is to keep it up on your side. And you need to keep a little more tension in Okay. Because what's happening is it's starting to drop down, which is natural for a wheeling machine, okay. You know, or to drop off. So I kind of have it easy right now compared to what you have to do. That metal will want to come from somewhere, and if we just do it to the sides, it'll suck the center down because it's pulling the metal.
Yeah, look at it right now.
What?
We just do it.
Yeah. Well, when we did that, you know, the real show that we did, I mean, that was a perfect example of like, what? It's just gonna.
No, I know you can, definitely put shape into it. So are we actually putting shape, or are we doing form? I mean, what would you do?
No, we're putting shape. You're dropping. The form that we're putting into it right now, we're inducing the form, and that is.
So we kind of want to naturally put it on or not?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
Don't worry about it. Just kind of like stand your ends. All right. Just make sure that it stays up. Okay. Give yourself that little rocky motion, you know?
Yeah.
You aren't walking. Just rock.
It's like dancing.
Yes. Yeah. Dancing with guitars. Okay, so let's check, you know, kind of where we are, how much shape we put into the panel. Drop it down. It's raised about 3 inches already. You know, it's got a pretty good sweep. We need to check the sweep against it to see where we're at. You know, we definitely need to keep the center up a little bit. So we'll go back and forth in our center and then drift it out further and further so it blends it. The tweak that's to it right now is just because the outer frame that we haven't done any wheeling to is still bound with all this in it. So let's take a look at some. So what we're going to have to do is, I don't think we're going to be able to use just one sweep because at the back of the Cobra hood, it flattens up to get to the cowl.
Right.
And then as it goes forward, it tips down to go into the nose. Yeah. So we're going to use the sweeps. The way they're designed is for such an amount of length and then another sweep to get that. So we'll bring them together, we'll clamp them. That will be our flow. Okay. So we'll get one just one or the other of these to kind of figure out where we're at with the deck, or I mean the cowl area. And we need more, definitely more sweep. What is it? I'm going to put a piece of tape down that center, just so we don't scratch it. You know, this is actually, this should be clayed, the back of this, because this is where it should probably sit. But as an in-between, I think we need to have some,
It's almost lower, it's almost low.
Yeah, we need a little bit more arc. So, I'm gonna get one, what number do you have there?
This one here is a 12.
So, this would work good for this. And then let's bring that one in.
On your side?
Yep. There. I almost think that the one that you've got, because this edge, this has got too much crown dropping here. Regardless of what we do, unless this is raised, this will kind of butt cheek like this.
Okay.
So if we used this one, that's how much this has really got to come up.
So technically that should almost be...
That should be raised. And, you know, it flows off real nice for a couple of inches, you know, and gets into that drop. So I would say this is pretty much what we need to use for our sweep. So we're at like the center line of the panel, and why don't you take a marker and just mark where it's touching, where it lifts off. Pour down nice and tight. So, you know, it shows more arc in it than what we need, but when we start rolling this out further, the panel will come down more and it will flow out more. So this is the correct one. We'll come to this point, but we need to roll out further now when we're rolling, a little less pressure, and that'll get us where we want to be.
Okay.
Okay, so on this, you know, just going over it and doing a little bit of a clean in case we picked up anything. Now, we've got enough arc in the center. What we want to do now is bring it out further to the edges, okay, with less pressure, and that will bring it out flatter, which is what we want, so it fits that sweep. And it'll also smooth the panel from this potato chippy look.
Okay.
All right? We had to get heavy pressure in it to get it where we wanted.
To raise it.
Now we're going to go in with lighter pressure, not real light, but lighter pressure, and flow it and go all the way back and forth. Okay? So since we're picking something up, let's just use our hands.
Yeah, okay, it's probably good.
I'm going to turn this light on because the light really helps with the panel so you can see where you're at. And let's put it in. Let me adjust this wheel. You know, this wheel it has no spring to it. It's not like a normal wheel. This is the most powerful wheel on the planet. It's just, you know, you can crank pressure in and then spin the wheel and then boom, jump in the panel.
Yeah.
You'll fold the panel up as you're trying to do that with this machine because there's no spring. So, hold it up.
We're gonna wrap the edges again?
Yep, just like that.
Okay.
We want to always kind of keep that going on. And get your stride so that you can roll back and forth at speed. We're just doing real nice close wheeling. Just allow me to drive and you ride. Way I'm not fighting you, and you're not fighting me.
Okay.
Lift your panel a little bit more when coming back. And the tension, the
Yep.
pressure. Okay, let's bring her out and come back in over here. Okay. And we've already wheeled this area, so we want to start right where that wheel,
Okay, more this way.
yeah, started, and then go that way. But holding it, you know, holding that pressure into it. You're actually like doing this.
Okay, I'll let you drive.
Yep. It's easy to do because that side is so
Yeah.
large.
Yeah, a little turn over here makes
Yeah.
a big difference on your end.
I feel like I have like a 10-inch sporty wheel on my car and I'm trying to turn the Cadillac around.
You've got some wave in the panel right here. Can you
Yeah.
discuss that?
Well, that's pent up metal. That's metal that's being held inside. You know, there's pressure right there. The metal here. So as I come closer to that edge, that will start to fall away more and get more tense, straighter.
Does that account for the popping?
Yeah, you see how much more that is straight now than what it was a second ago?
Yeah, with just a few strokes of the wheel.
Right. What
Close
you're
to it.
doing is you have a lot of tension of metal that's caught right here. And you have an area around the outside that's like a picture frame. And you intentionally work your panel up to the inside so that you can blend your edges and it traps your shape. If you wheeled all the way to the outside, back and forth, you'd never get any shape in it. So what's going on right now is just starting to blend it out, you know, some of the tension here, blending it to the outsides so that it accepts what's going on with the shape. See? It's not perfect right now, but it's different than it was. All right, you come on this side, and I'm going to go on that side. This wheel going to the outside panel. Remember, you want to keep a little bit of that in there. Let it come back your way all the way. And we are picking something back up again on this panel, so.
See that? You want to clean the wheel again?
Yep, as soon as we get back to this area, the edge.